It's a big, noisy universe of stocks out there. Welcome to Goodbye or Goodbye. Our goal to help cut through that noise to navigate the best moves for your portfolio. Today, we're taking a look at key differences in two companies who are leveraging AI, or trying to. Here to discuss, we've got headline venture partner Kamran Ansari. Kamran, come on down here. Let's get straight to your buy stock. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Your buy stock is Pinterest, which of course we just heard from in terms of its earnings here. And some of the points that you look at when it comes to the stock are kind of reflective of what we just heard. The stock's done pretty well over the past year. So first of all, you talk about user growth accelerating and some of it sort of re-accelerating as well.
Right, and obviously I used to work at Pinterest. I'm a big believer in the company and still hold a number of the shares. They've re-accelerated growth. This quarter you saw they're up to 518 million global users. And keep in mind about 80% plus of the user base is now outside the US. And those users have, at this point, been monetized very little. So there's a lot of headroom left to get after those 400 million plus users that are non-US and start to monetize them. So most of the revenue you're seeing today, as impressive as it is, almost all US.
Okay, so let's talk about the monetization story a little bit more here. What is that trajectory going to look like, and what is the kind of growth that we can expect?
Right. Well, the holy grail for Pinterest has always been shopping and making people be able to actually buy stuff instead of discovering and saving and creating the boards. And Bill Reddy joined about a year and a half ago or so from Google and PayPal before that. He's very savvy about shopping and e-commerce, and he's tried to build more tools in the system to actually help you get and close the loop from just seeing that pin, discovering and saving it, to actually buying that thing, taking that trip, purchasing the sofa, getting the barbecue, whatever it may be. And again, that's early days right now. And they have the partnerships with Amazon and Google that are launching that I think are going to help them in that department as well.
And just a quick side note, why do you think Pinterest has been successful in competing against the like of other social shoppable sites like a TikTok, or we've got Instagram also that has some of that capability?
I think part of it's different swim lanes. So I think on Instagram, you have sort of that impulse buy. If I don't buy it now, I'll never see it again in the feed type. You're not saving an Instagram ad to a board. Whereas Pinterest is more the contemplative, considered purchase. It's the sofa. You're not going to buy a sofa from an Instagram feed.
Right. Yes, that makes sense. And then also, in terms of another point that you're looking at, you said the business is aging down, which is not a term I've heard before. So explain what you mean.
So Bill used it in the, I think in one of the analyst discussions after the earnings call, but most social media and consumer internet companies, the newer ones like a TikTok or Facebook and Instagram, they start with a younger generation, and the audience gets older and older and older as more sort of less tech savvy, older audiences gravitate towards it. Pinterest started with kind of an older audience. They were sort of more middle-aged women, middle America was the initial audience set in the US, and the audience has now expanded to millennials and now to Gen Z. So the fastest growing segment for them in the US are younger users, those who are kind of 18 years to 25, 26, which is a great thing to see because you're going to capture that user at the start of their sort of consumer life, if you will, and hopefully have them for many, many years to come.
Interesting. All right, now we always talk about the risk to the upside here, and in this case, it's that there's a lot of competition out there.
Yeah, especially for ad dollars, right? And Pinterest has one line of revenue. That's it. They sell ads on Pinterest.com and the Pinterest app. There's no software, no data, no other stuff. They don't have a B2B business or like Google with Sheets and Cloud and all that. So for ad dollars, most buyers, if they're going to have $1 to spend, they have to decide, am I going to go with Google or Facebook, or I'm going to maybe do a test budget with a Pinterest or a TikTok, maybe Instagram, although these days Instagram is pretty sizable. So that's always been the thing with a Pinterest or Snapchat, which are a little smaller. Can they capture that always on ad budget and continue to have that from these big buyers?
So far, so good, but we'll see what happens going forward.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the stock that you do not like, that perhaps is not using AI in your view as well, and that is Upstart Holdings. That stock already reflective of perhaps this pessimism here. But you see the AI, everybody's got an AI story now.
Right, and look, and these guys came out in 2021 and went public at a price of, I think it was $390 a share. I think at one point it was like a $70-80 billion market cap company.
And this is a fintech company.
It's a fintech company. They do a lot of lending, and probably a great team. I've met with them in the past. A lot of respect for what they do. I just think the stock is still a little overvalued because the story they were selling in 2021 was that we're leveraging AI to do lending. We're leveraging AI to get customers. AI is the core of our business. And back then it was a very novel story. Today, the bodega, my 9-year-old, everyone's got AI. So having AI as part of your narrative is no longer as unique. I also think it's a dangerous thing that people haven't thought about and they're thinking about more and more now. Consumer lending using AI has some regulatory issues, where you have to be very careful about making sure the models are not shifting in a way that's being prejudicial or not lending in an equal way to folks. So I think it's something to be very careful about, and I think it's no longer as unique a story as it was.
Well, and speaking on that front as well, and we were just talking about competition with Pinterest, here there's a big competitor in this industry, and that is Sofi.
Right. And the reason I like Sofi a little bit better is that Sofi actually diversified their business by buying Galileo. And Galileo is a big infrastructure play that does card issuing and provides software for other financial companies. So I think Galileo diversifies away from just being a lending business, which is what Sofi used to be initially.
And then whether you're Sofi or Upstart, you're subject to higher rates, which is what's happening right now, or the rates are at least remaining higher.
I was just at a conference yesterday about the rate environment, and we don't think that, most economists don't think that the rates are going to come down quickly anytime soon, right? So the rates are going to be probably at this level for the foreseeable future. And the one thing that really troubled me about the Upstart report, the most recent one, was even their prime borrowers, their best borrowers, are showing higher delinquency rates. So once that starts to happen, I think you can obviously see that trickle down to the less prime or subprime and the lower quality FICO scores. So I think they're going to have a tougher time with the delinquencies and the returns on their loans.
Well, just like we talk about risks to the upside for Pinterest, we talk about risks to your downside case for this one. And in this case, it's that the stock's already down a lot.
It's already down a lot.
Some of this.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's on a number of the short lists and so forth. So it's already down quite a bit. Maybe it's at a level now that's appropriate. That it's trading at about, I think, 4 times price to sales. Sofi trades at like 3.5, though.
And you said you still think it's overvalued.
I think, because again, if Sofi, which I think is a more diversified, potentially a better company, is at 3.5, these guys are still a little expensive.
Okay, thanks a lot, Kamran. Well, let's sum up what you're telling investors here. You're saying you would buy Pinterest amid that accelerating user growth, potential boost from e-commerce and monetization, and the business appealing to younger generations. On the other side, you say avoid Upstart. Its AI story is losing its shine. It's facing tough competition from the likes of Sofi and the pressure the company is feeling from that higher rate environment. Thanks so much for being here. It's good to see you in person. And then thank you for watching Goodbye or Goodbye. We'll be bringing you new episodes 3 times a week at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned, more Market Domination on the other side.